It is a ban. It has always been a ban, and it targets Muslims. That's what the president wants. Let that debate be over. They yelled at us, "You fake news people." This is a ban. It targets Muslims, and he likes that.
Okay, so the media, in particular CNN, it looks like, absolutely sure that President Trump's travel ban targets Muslims. This as the administration's new proposal on foreign national adds two non-Muslim majority countries, North Korea and Venezuela, to that list. And then they removed the Muslim majority country of Sudan. Just to be clear here, things have changed. Joining me now, American Islamic Forum for Democracy President, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Chris Cuomo and CNN just can't let it go. Do you think that they're still going to be calling this a Muslim ban tomorrow?
Oh, they'll keep calling it a Muslim ban as long as we're talking about protecting our country and extreme vetting and national security. To them, it's all about identity politics, and they'll call it that no matter what the president's administration tries to do. The bottom line is that you put the logic together, and these countries are related to nations that are chaotic, whose security apparatus we can't trust. That's why Venezuela was added. That's why North Korea was added. Now, the Washington Post already has a piece out today saying, well, nobody's trying to come here from North Korea. Bottom line is rational people look at these countries and say that these are countries that we can't trust the security apparatus. I do have some concerns. It's open-ended now. I'm very concerned about an open-ended ban, if you will, because, Syria should be on that list, number one. But once we get the extreme vetting done, what the deadline did was allowed us to have a time period in which we can get the extreme vetting in place. Now, without a deadline, I'm concerned that that might go on indefinitely.
I thought Syria was on the list.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
Okay, it is. Okay,
that should be number one. It is. It is on the list, absolutely.
Okay. So let's give everybody kind of a look at the globe again. Let's remind everybody that the top three Muslim majority countries are still not on the list. The top three, and there you can see them right there on your screen. I mean, do you think that, and just real clear, Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, but does that matter to anybody that these are the facts, that these are where the most Muslims are living right now in the world?
The bottom line is what they care about is that we are apologists, that we should be in a position of weakness. It's not about being Muslim, it's about Islamists. Not all Muslims are Islamists or terrorists for that matter, but all the 99% of the Islamists that want to come here on the backs of ISIS ideology happen to be Muslims. So they want to ignore that fact, but it has nothing to do with Muslim populations or anything. They ignore the realities and sacrifice our national security as a result.
Okay, so, it's interesting because you've got this Muslim activist and Women's March co-founder Linda Sarsour. She weighed in on this. Here's what she says. Muslim ban 3.0, no Muslim ban ever. Then she said, you would think North Koreans are lining up in the droves to come to the U.S., but they are not. Shake my head. How is this a Muslim ban 3.0? Okay, so Dr. Jasser, she has a point that there's not a lot of North Koreans trying to get to the United States legally anyway. They're not getting onto airplanes, but they are trying to get at least to freedom somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the message that many of the Islamist sympathizers like Sarsour, the Council on American Islamic Relations, who hasn't seen an Islamic republic they don't love, like the Iranians or the Saudis or the Turks at the AKP. No, they ignore those Islamists who are majorities running governments there that are threats ideologically. They ignore that fact, but simply want to say that Americans are anti-Muslim and bigoted because their entire mantra is about collectivizing us Muslims as a monolith rather than a diverse population. So I think there's nothing more pro-Muslim than saying, you know what, Islamists who are pro-theocracy should not have a right to come here. Right. But Muslims who want freedom, like any country, anyone who wants freedom should be allowed to come.
Yeah, and they seem to ignore the fact that you've got hundreds of thousands of Muslims that live peacefully in the United States, and it's not about that. It's about safety with these countries that don't know how to vet those people that are leaving those countries, living in those countries. It's a security risk. It's nothing to do with religion. Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thank you very much.
Anytime. Thanks, Cheryl.